Welcome back, Sam.
Hello.
All right. Take a guess. Do you think today we're going to do a shoot 'em up or a fighting game?
I think both.
Both. Yeah, you'd be correct. So today we're looking at Rival Megagun, which is a shoot 'em up, a competitive shoot 'em up, or a shoot 'em up fighting game, if you like. Which to pander to both of the interests that I continually upload here. We're gonna get into it, but if you are a very dedicated shoot 'em up player, you might. This might seem familiar to you. Otherwise, it is drawing on a little bit of a more obscure title.
Oh yeah. The we have both played.
That we both have played, yes. Okay. Once again, this is Rival Megagun. This is a competitive shmup, but not in like you do not fire directly at each other. Instead, both of you have your own screens here. I am on the left and you are on the right. And basically, you play. You fire through waves of shoot 'em up enemies. Try to keep a big chain, and it works a little bit sort of like a Puyo Puyo competitive puzzler, where what you do on your side of the screen sends garbage to the other side of the screen. But this time you're sending waves of enemy ships towards the other opponent. So basically, how it works in Rival Megagun is you got a little chain up there. On the side, you'll see the hit counter going up, and you're trying to keep a chain going as long as you can. Because once it ends, it sends a wave of enemies towards your opponent, and it'll be different depending on. It'll be more powerful depending on how big a chain you do. But also, you don't want to wait too long, because this will happen. Once you've destroyed enough enemies and built up enough meter, you can use it to turn into your boss farm. It will give you an arsenal of a lot of weapons, and each face button will do a different weapon. So you actually used a bomb there, which is usually a screen clearing weapon. Oops. But also takes a ton of damage off the boss. So you kind of want to wear them down through that. You can also use your meter to charge up a special attack, which will send a direct attack to their side, like you just did. Unfortunately, you got clipped.
I was about to before I died.
Yeah. So now we'll go into the second round where you got full meter, and I have wasted my meter after getting bombed by you. But basically, it'll take a while to charge up a special attack. Special attacks I believe they only take up 1 bar. But you can, if you have a more full bar, you can charge up a more powerful version of the special attack. So say with me, I can charge up to full, and it will send more missiles to your side. Generally, the attacks, some attacks are stronger than others depending on your character. But generally, they won't be like super fast or too difficult to dodge. So you mostly want to use them when you put your opponents in a bad situation first. Say after you send like a 20 or 30 chain of enemies towards the other side, and you can see that they're dealing with them. So you kind of have to. It's a little difficult because your first instinct is going to be to look mostly on your screen, but you also have to kind of keep track of your opponent's screen to figure out when you've got an opportunity to hit him.
It's very much the Puyo Puyo Tetris thing of like not only being able to pay attention to your part of the screen and then like not realizing when you've won or why suddenly a bunch of garbage has come your way because your opponent's just done something you haven't looked at.
You need to kind of anticipate their movements and prepare a counter for them. Go ahead and use your boss over there. We'll see.
Alright then.
what Robo Buddy over here uses. So he's got a little
Buddy
knife.
2000.
Yep. If you hold down right trigger and left trigger, you can actually aim your normal shot. You can kind of, there you go. You can kind of box them in with it, throw them off. Ooh. Yeah, and then each of the space buttons is each attack. There we go. You can take them down. So, if you want to use it, you want to use your boss forms and special weapons at the most opportune time to kind of lay on that pressure. There's a lot of tactical decisions regarding like when you, let's see. I like to kind of wait for my opponent to be in a bad situation, send some attacks their way. Oh, this is bad. And then use my boss form. But you can see there, I kind of waited too long to use mine, and I ended up losing that round.
Yeah.
Let's look at some other characters here.
Oh yeah.
The thing that I didn't say before that I kind of alluded to is this is very much a game in the style of Twinkle Star Sprites.
Yes.
Or,
a game which we've both played.
Yeah, you might have seen it on a whole bunch of like SNK Neo Geo collections. I don't. It was on Neo Geo. I don't believe it was actually made by SNK. But there's a couple of them out there. Go ahead and pick your character.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, it's basically this. It's more chain. It's chain focused in a different way, where you kind of have to, instead of comboing like enemies through direct fire, you more like set off Puyo Puyo style chains, or like this is really hard. This is like a really weird reference, but like every extend extra kind of chains, where you want to look for the positioning of like a series of enemies, and then one of them will explode, which will cause the other ones to explode. And you can also like charge up defensive weapons and stuff. This one adds this one makes the ships more of like a regular kind of shoot 'em up style. Oop. Sets them as like regular shoot 'em up style characters in crafts. And then it also adds the boss forms, which are a little bit sort of like something you might see in like Change Airblade, which is like a arcade versus shooter that really didn't get ported anywhere, or something like a Senko Narond or a Wartech, if you want, as it was localized by Ubisoft here in the States, where you just turn into a big giant boss.
Yeah. The one thing I have noticed is when you get hit, you lose your chain.
Yeah, you do lose your chain, so that's also another reason why you kind of want to want to let a chain go early, because you want to pick opportune times to let go of the chain, so that it sets up your opponent for failure. But also, if you lose your chain, then you wasted a lot of time, and they've been building their meter up the whole time.
Oh. Oh shit. I keep forgetting to use my X button move.
Yeah. The charge attack, the special charge attack. Right.
Oh!
Wow, that's a real that's a really good special move on my part. So I'm gonna try this character again, just so we can see some of the boss forms. Yeah, and online has been pretty good as far as connection and all that stuff. Especially since
we're playing
we're
online.
Different. Yeah, we're playing online right now, obviously, since we're in different countries. But it does have this weird, at least in this version. This is not officially released. I think it'll be released tomorrow or in a few days. I think it's either the 26th or the 30th. I have a lot of release dates in my head right now that I can't remember. But Yeah, at least in this version, it keeps forgetting what settings we used and going to the default. So we usually do 3 out of 5, but sometimes it goes to 2 out of 3 for some reason. Like you might have seen that. I didn't change any of the settings, but it went back from 2 to 3, 2 out of 3, and then 3 out of 5. So hopefully they fix that at least. I haven't tried ranked or quick play rather. You know, for obvious reasons, as in the game's not out, I don't expect it to have a lot of people. But if the online is as stable as it is now, I'm sure it won't be a problem. Yeah, so as somebody who has actually played Twinkle Star Sprites, how have you felt about this game so far?
I really enjoy it actually. It's a lot easier to read the chain mechanics in this. I mean, it's been a while since I've played Twinkle Star Sprites.
Yeah, the chain mechanics are a little. This is a little bit more straightforward as far as how chaining works.
Oh, you bugger!
Oh wow, wow. Okay. That didn't go. Well, my boss form attacks are really slow.
Ah!
But I guess enemies don't stop coming, so that was enough. So depending on your round, depending on how the match goes, it can feel really good or can feel kind of I don't think either of us has done Ruby, right?
No, I don't think so. We still on set it to 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5.
I think I set it to best of 3, yeah. I feel like best of 3 is a little bit better because rounds can go really fast. One problem I do kind of foresee for people trying to get into this is that even though you can change the difficulty of like the actual enemy waves and stuff, it can go really fast if you're not really familiar with shooters. Like both of us regularly play shoot 'em ups.
Oh yeah.
and matches can go really fast still, so that's why I've been doing like 3 out of 5. But with somebody who's like inexperienced with the shooting part, like you have to be at least decent. I'm not saying that either of us is like we're gonna do any super plays of Ikaruga or whatever, but you do have to have some experience in kind of dodging and reading bullet patterns. There's not any. This isn't like Senku no Ron where it's like straight up bullet hell stuff going on. So thankfully, there's nothing that difficult. But like even if you don't have any experience, it's just. See, this is the best of 3 again for some reason. I said it for 3 or 5. But yeah, even despite that, like, yeah, if you do not have experience playing shooters, it does get a little bit difficult to follow and stay on top of because you have to play a shooter, which I don't think is like too difficult. Like this is like stage 1 or 2 shooter level difficulty, right? I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, you have to do a slight bit of dodging, so it's maybe a stage 2 or 3.
Yeah. Stage 1 is kind of where they hook most people. Let you put some coins in, enjoy yourself, and then you gotta play for real. Oh fuck. Okay, let's go here. So I can send ships from the top of the screen down to mine, and then build up some meter. Go to boss form. Probably get bombed right away. There we go. Yeah, I think the extra difficulty is you have to play a shooter and you also have to watch your opponent playing a shooter.
I mean, at least with the because there is the physical portal looking things that come on the screen as your chain goes up, so there is like at least a representation of how well the opponent is doing.
Yeah, where they're gonna be going.
Yeah,
that helps a lot. I find that helps a lot because it kind of can anticipate something coming. And I think like the different I really like the different bullet patterns of each ship. Just like not necessarily like the enemy stuff, but just like each character feels different just from, you know, their regular weaponry. So you can kind of get a sense of what their strengths are just from looking at them on the title screen. Because if you let the character select, not the title screen, the character select. If you let the character select go, it'll show you the different boss forms and bullet shots, that kind of stuff. We'll show off. Well, I only have one character set with custom loadouts and haven't unlocked a lot. But there are custom loadouts to unlock, which change the game a lot more than you'd probably think. Like one of the options is just straight up options, like the Gradius style satellites that follow you around and increase your fire, which makes it a lot easier to continue chains.
Yeah. It's like when I was using the body character earlier, it has like a very single like file shot. It's very hard to chain with that because you can't get like. Whereas the one you've got right now, very much is able to chain much wider because you've got a much wider shot. But then again, you can't do as much damage, I'd assume.
Possibly, yeah. Usually, if they have a really good regular fire, regular like shot, that'll either be balanced out by them having like a weaker special weapon or a weaker boss form. Oh no! Oh, this is. I did not look at your resources. I didn't see that you have 2 bombs. So now I'm just over here, immediately going into it.
Go away.
Yeah. So that's another reason why you kind of want to be smart with how you use it. No, I'm not gonna
show this one. The audience needs to see it.
Yeah, okay, but I'm not gonna let you get away with doing that to me. Or maybe I am. Yeah, no, I'll take the hit. That's fine. Because I might need it for a later round is the thing too. Which is also another reason why I honestly do recommend like 3 out of 5 for like the standard. It makes you makes it harder to like keep your resources. And I think it's I think this game is kind of at your best when you're kind of going back and forth with like a full meter, trying to you know, trip them up with your special attacks or your boss forms. Oh, I see. I lost my chain right there, I think. If you lose your chain, do you lose the meter that you gain from it?
Sorry?
If you lose your chain, do you lose the meter that you might gain from it?
Don't think so.
I'll have to pay attention.
Okay,
I'm gonna add a custom loadout again. Well, I have an option and a magnet that makes items come closer to me. Or it magnetizes them in, rather. Best of 3 again. Yeah, I don't understand what is causing that to happen. It's a little annoying.
Yeah.
But matches go so fast, it's kind of easy to get back in and out, so you can see that I have a little option dragon behind me, is really increasing my fire. It just basically moves where I used to be. I think, yeah, so you do lose it.
Oh wow.
So if you see that like a dithered bar over there, that increases on your meter, that's how much meter you're going to get when the chain ends. It's basically full. Like you can charge even before your combo ends. You can charge up to it, or you can use like they filled up all the way to the top. You can turn into your boss form. which will end the chain right there. So that's like another reason why you don't want to drag out the chains too long. So yeah, the real difficulty in this game is kind of paying attention to both sides of the screen, because like you said, it is kind of like in like a Puyo Puyo Tetris, where you can kind of find, if you're only focused on your side of the screen, you can kind of find yourself suddenly destroyed or suddenly winning without realizing why, and that's a little bit unsatisfying. So it takes a while to build up the skill of paying attention to both sides. And then also with chains, you kind of, especially with certain characters, you need to be able to anticipate what side the enemy is going to come from to keep your chain up. Great. Awesome. So I think that's definitely going to be one difficulty that I find a lot of people having to get over. Aside from the just difficulty of playing a shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good format, especially for that, let me go back and play a different character. Especially in terms of, being versus.
Oh, yeah.
Because, especially in a normal versus shooter, if one person is good at a shooter, and the other person just generally don't have a chance. If you are able to just directly attack them.
Definitely one of those games where if there's no matching of skill levels, it can probably get really frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, that's like definitely true of just like fighting games in general. And competitive stuff in general, but it's a little bit easier to kind of like push buttons in a fighting game like a Soul Calibur or something.
Yeah.
Or and like still have a pretty decent time and see all the cool things happen. Where in this, I feel like if you don't match the skill level, the other person just kind of has a miserable time. Which, you know, that's a bigger problem to solve than like one game is going to be able to do generally.
Yeah.
But for what it's trying to do, I think it's pretty fun.
Oh, I'm having a good time.
The aesthetic is great. I love the different shot types. Like just just a shooter, as a basic shooter,
That's the thing with this.
Shooting and feedback is pretty good.
You could
like,
probably
this
just
could
make
just
a
be
decent shooter out of this, yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Sorry.
And there is a single. Yeah, I was just gonna say what you're gonna say. You could make a decent shooter out of this. There is a single player, but it's this, but that's satisfying because you're not playing against a human opponent. I just generally find these games like perplexingly harder against an AI because you can't really anticipate anything that they're doing. Like you can't really react to them. Let's see. And yeah, your hitboxes are actually pretty small. So
Yeah.
they're pretty generous on that front. Which is good for the drama of a fighting game. Yeah, I don't know how to change this. I'm gonna just show off some of these options. You can change the best of. It goes up to best of 7. You can change the stage and your stage. I don't know if that actually changes enemy formations. You can change the difficulty of the actual formations. You can do player HP, but you can only set it up to 2, which I feel like 3 or 4 would be a little bit better, especially for starting people. You can set the bombs up to 3 or have no bombs to start with. And then you can also change how fast you get meter. And if like items and custom weapons are allowed. So that's pretty cool. Let's play a couple more rounds and then I say we call it.
Yeah.
This is a fun game, and I feel like there's going to be a lot to kind of dig into with the character differences, especially if you got somebody who can match your skill level. But it's definitely a game where you also kind of look at it for 5 minutes and you kind of got it. You understand what this game is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you might not understand all the nuances of playing it, and when it's best to use a chain or when to bomb, or you should save your boss form for the next round or whatever. But you'll kind of get, oh, okay, I know how this game is, what this game is. Okay, yeah, I'm not. And I definitely think this game is a lot more readable than something like I feel like I talk a lot about how Senko Narand is like unreadable to normal people. Because I did that also when we played Maiden and Spell.
Oh yeah.
I do love that game, but it is kind of unreadable. And this is a lot more readable than, you know, having a bullet hell fighter with like 1,000,000 meters that are represented by circles around you or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. We are playing the PC version right now, just for recording purposes. I believe it'll also be out on PS4 and Switch. I don't know about Xbox One. I don't remember there being an Xbox One version, but I don't see why there wouldn't be.
Remember how the Xbox 360 was basically a shmups console in Japan?
Yeah, which makes me aggravated because they were all region locked for the most part. I was over here every time I went to an anime convention seeing these cave shooters and being like, God, why can't I play those? They're all region locked. But they were also all like $40, so... and eventually ended up half the price here on Steam, so hopefully... I don't know, the PC's becoming a really good place for niche games like shooters and fighters and shooter fighters. So I definitely... and Dejika's actually publishing this game, which they have put out those aforementioned cave ports and other stuff like that. So I think that's pretty good. Man, I had that. I saw you over there, and I was like, I'll throw some stuff over there, then I'll use my boss form, and instead I stopped paying attention to my screen and got shot down.
Good job.
which is a bit of an anticlimax sometimes, but... oh yeah, you so yeah, you can also use the boss form kind of like that to... as like a panic button. Spend your meter, get out on the other side, reverse the momentum, which is pretty cool. Oh fuck! Yeah, so that was pretty good on your part. You boxed me in with a laser, and then while I was wondering what was gonna happen next, your ship just slammed into me. This last round. Here. Try to return the favor here. Yep, I figured that was gonna happen. There we go.
Oh shit!
It's
We're
really
so close.
Yeah, I say sometimes like it feels a little disconnected when you die, but like when you get that little back and forth and you finish it with a boss form, it's really good. Let's see. Let's do 2 more
Yeah.
before we call it. Just because I really like, this is a game that's just easy to keep playing.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Like no matter who wins, it's just kind of easy to like, oh yeah, let's go for another one. Or sometimes I play like when you play like a competitive game, even like a Puyo Puyo, it just kind of feels so overwhelming. You're just like, oh, I gotta take a break. But yeah, even intense matches feel like a little lower key. So I think this is definitely like a game I hope in like benefits from like something like the Switch or console port, where you can kind of just take it out and casually get people into it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a really interesting concept that I don't Like, it's not that it hasn't been done before, but I definitely don't think like a lot of people have been exposed to it. And I think this game, I think Rival Megagun definitely is doing it well.
Yeah. The thing about Senko no Ron as well is that's a full-priced video game near enough.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like £30 over here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think it might be $30, like $30 here. Which there is actually a big difference between £30 and $30 at the moment.
Not for long.
Not for. You could thank Brexit for that, right?
Yeah. Ooh, I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because it's nice to just box them in the corner and then throw fire at them. Alright, we'll make this one the last one. Hopefully it'll pick up 3 out of 5.
Right, yeah.
And not 2 out of 3. Like
Double
it seems
check.
to do every other. I've been checking every time, and it doesn't matter what it's actually said at. There you go. Best
I went
of 5.
I went and changed it.
Oh, you can change it too?
Turns out I can.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it'll pick between the rule sets that each of you choose. Maybe that's what's happening. Which is a weird thing, because you think it would tell you. Or like most games that do that, you know, kind of like shuffle between them before the start of the match. But that might be it. You might have actually solved the problem.
Maybe.
Maybe. Let's go. I like how we both have the same idea there. I think your weapon's a little bit better than mine. Yeah, there's a couple of really good special weapons. I don't think the missiles that my character uses are that good, but anything that sends enemy ships from the top or bottom of the screen, that one that shoots like a Jesus, that shoots a line of just like barriers on top of the screen, and just kind of forces you to be stuck in one space. Anything like that, especially after you send a big chain after them. Really puts them in a bad situation. Alright. Ah! No, I waited too long. Yeah, a lot of improving at this game is learning to watch the other person's screen and learning when to use your meter. Which is, it's a little bit harder than like, I don't know, doing a combo. Since it's a little bit more abstract, but I think in general the overall competitive format of this is pretty good, and I'd say accessible as long as you have some experience with shooting.
Oh, fuck!
I don't really need all my meter for that. But it did get you to waste a bomb, so...
Yeah.
Which means you gotta play at least 2 more rounds without one. So you make a lot of calculated risks like that. Go, here we go. Oh, shh. Yeah, and then, kind of like in Puyo Puyo, once again, sending chains at the other opponent, and also, if you're not careful, can... Okay, wow, yeah, you got me. Damn it! Sending chains at the wrong time can kind of help them out, because your enemy ships often are pretty squishy. They'll die in a hit or two if you're not sending a huge one. So they can kind of use those to extend their chain if they're smart about it.
And if they're just good at shmups, then they can just keep extending the chain.
Right, yeah, if you just keep sending enemies recklessly without doing it, without paying attention. It can kind of just extend them forever. And then they'll send a huge combo. So it's pretty cool to get those back and forths. So I definitely think this is a game that's gonna look pretty cool once people start getting really good at it. Here it is.
Oh, fuck.
I'm pretty sure the waves get more difficult as the round goes on as well. It's kind of hard to keep track of that stuff while you're trying to survive.
I wonder how it is for a participant, a viewer, sorry, watching this video, if they can like pay attention to more than one these screens at a time.
Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to do that even as a viewer. Like whenever I play, I just lost that chain. Whenever I just watch people play something like a Tetris or the Twinkle Sprites or whatever,
Yeah,
I usually just watch one side of the screen, if I'm honest.
That's what I was watching the some of the Tetris championships at one point, and just like, yeah, I can only see like one of these guys.
Yeah, because
That's what
everything happens. There's like so much happening too. But then the same thing in like a first-person shooter or something. Don't even watch the screen. Oh.
Oh, I won!
Wow, that was.
It's the value of a good commentator, I guess, is
Yeah, to kind of let you know what's happening, keep you informed. That was the anticlimactic end.
Anticlimactic end. I won.
Yeah, you did win.
Yeah.
I thought we'd win with like a boss fight though. That's alright. Sometimes it happens, and then you just keep going. I mean, I want to keep going right now. This game is great.
Yeah, I really love it. Sometimes you win with just a normal punch.
Yeah, I do wish right now, at least right now, they don't have any sort of lobby system. I don't think.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of I would like to see that. Have people shuffle through, but you know, with smaller games like this, it's hard to get just another person in. So
of course, and it's quite easy just to like just start playing.
Yeah, and this is a game that you can keep playing for a long time. But thanks for joining me again for one of these.
No problem.
Maybe one day I'll have something that's not a shooter for you.
Maybe.
Maybe, but there's so much fun. Why not?
Oh yeah. All right.
All right. See you next time, Sam.
See ya.
Peace.